People think that they're unable to receive stem cell therapy in the U.S., and that's completely untrue.
So
And
how do people discern now? Because there is a lot of confusion about stem cells. In fact, I told you about the couple that was going to go to Mexico, right? Because they thought that they had to do it outside the U.S.
People think that they're unable to receive stem cell therapy in the U.S., and that's completely untrue. The reason that the overseas clinics are getting the attention is because they're using somewhat marketing with it, because they're saying there's a certain cell count. So people think it's about the cell count of what they receive that helps their body heal and recover. And it's really not about that. It's about these cells going into your body and signaling your body's own cells to go into a reparative process, more of a youthful state. In the US, we're not allowed to do that. It's illegal. When you manipulate the cells, now you're creating a drug. Now you're creating some other source that's not allowed legally here in the US. So the cells that we use in the US are non-manipulated cells, and they're basically birth tissue that oftentimes is biological waste. So when a woman has a child, they usually take that product, the umbilical cord and the placenta, and they throw it in the trash, the biological trash, right? So what they're doing is keeping them. And now actually, if you have a child, you can actually take those and put them in a tissue bank and use that for your child's life for the rest of its life. What's happening is people are getting confused because they're seeing these high cell count numbers and they're thinking they're getting more value, right? So it's about quality, not quantity per se. The body will recognize these cells not as foreign material, but as a part of what their DNA would offer naturally. So give the body the opportunity to signal those cells, much like how these peptides are working, helping the body to go back in that youthful state and allowing those switches, I call them, to turn back on.